Have you ever looked back at your relationships and wondered, why me? Why do I always seem to attract people who are, well, toxic? It's a frustrating and painful pattern. And if you're stuck in it, please know you're not alone, and it's not your fault. Today, we're going to dive deep into the real reasons this happens. And more importantly, how you can start to break the cycle for good. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about empowering yourself with understanding. So, let's start with a big one. Limiting beliefs. What do you truly believe about love and about your own self? Deep down, do you feel you're worthy of a healthy, respectful, and loving partnership? Or is there a little voice that whispers you have to earn love, that you're not good enough, or that you have to fix people to be valued? These beliefs, often formed in childhood, act like an invisible magnet. If you subconsciously believe you only deserve a certain kind of love, you'll be drawn to people who confirm that belief. A toxic person who makes you feel like you constantly have to prove your worth fits perfectly into a narrative where you believe you're not inherently worthy. It feels familiar, even if it's painful. Think about it. Do you find yourself attracted to people you feel you need to save or change? That could be a sign that you're trying to prove your own value through your actions, rather than believing in your inherent worth. Next, let's talk about something called trauma bonding. This is a really powerful and confusing psychological phenomenon. A trauma bond forms in a cycle of abuse, followed by kindness. One moment, the person is critical, distant, or cruel. The next, they're showering you with affection, apologies, and promises to change. This roller coaster of intense emotions can create a powerful chemical bond in your brain. Much like an addiction, the highs feel so good that you keep holding on, hoping to get back to that good phase, even though the lows are destroying you. You might mistake this intensity for passion or deep love, but true love doesn't operate on a cycle of pain and temporary relief. It's consistent, safe, and nurturing. If you find yourself thinking, but when they're good, they're so good, that is a massive red flag for a trauma bond. The good moments are just part of the manipulation to keep you hooked. Another huge factor is a deep-seated fear of being alone. For many of us, the idea of being single is terrifying. It can feel like a personal failure or a confirmation of our deepest insecurities that we're unlovable. This fear can cause you to lower your standards dramatically. You might ignore red flags, make excuses for bad behavior, and tolerate treatment you don't deserve. All because the alternative, being alone, seems so much worse. A toxic person can sense this. They know that your fear of loneliness makes you a prime target because you're more likely to cling to them, no matter how badly they treat you. But that's the truth. Being alone and at peace with yourself is a million times better than being with someone who makes you feel lonely, anxious, small. Learning to enjoy your own company is one of the most powerful shields you can build against toxic relationships. This ties directly into our attachment patterns, which are essentially the blueprints for how we connect with others. These patterns are formed in our earliest relationships with our caregivers. If you had a secure attachment, you learned that love is safe and reliable. But if you experienced inconsistency, neglect, or emotional unavailability, you might have developed an insecure attachment style, like anxious or avoidant. If you have an anxious attachment style, you might crave closeness but live in constant fear of abandonment. This makes you vulnerable to toxic partners who use intermittent reinforcement, that hot and cold behavior, to keep you guessing and desperate for their approval. You spend all your energy trying to fix the relationship and win their love, which is an exhausting and fruitless task. A toxic person loves this because it puts them in a position of complete power and control. Finally, there's the powerful pull of repetition. Our brains are wired to seek out what's familiar, even if what's familiar is unhealthy. If you grew up in a chaotic or emotionally turbulent environment, a calm, stable, and healthy relationship might actually feel boring or even suspicious. You might not know how to operate in a space where there is constant drama or a problem to solve. So you unconsciously seek out partners and dynamics that replicate the environment you grew up in. It's not because you like the pain. It's because it's the only dynamic you know. It feels like home, even if home was a difficult place to be. Breaking this pattern requires consciously choosing something different, even when it feels unnatural at first. It's about learning that peace is not boring. It's the goal. So, what can you do? The first step is awareness. And by watching this, you're already taking it. Acknowledge the patterns without judgment. Second, start working on your relationship with yourself. Build your self-worth from the inside out. Celebrate your strengths, practice self-compassion, and learn to enjoy your own company. Set firm boundaries and stick to them. A boundary isn't a threat. It's a statement of what you will and will not accept. Toxic people hate boundaries because it means they can't control you. When you enforce them, the wrong people will filter themselves out of your life. And most importantly, if these patterns run deep, please consider seeking professional help. A therapist can provide you with the tools and support to heal from past trauma, understand your attachment style, and build a foundation for the healthy, beautiful love you truly deserve. Breaking this cycle is a journey, not a sprint. Be patient and kind with yourself along the way. You are worthy of a love that feels like peace, not a storm. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, please give it a like and subscribe for more content on building healthy relationships and a happy life. See you in the next one.